What is up guys, NKC here. So in the last video we checked out how we can get various attributes from any so that we can create such as the data type, the number of dimensions, the shape and then various other attributes of it, which can be helpful when we are trying to figure out what's going on with that tensor. Because although we can see these one oftentimes with no network should be dealing with tensors, right? And that you can't really visualize them, meaning that they are so big you won't be able to just look at them. So you just need to be able to use the code to find different information or different attributes about them. So now let's have a look. So we did have a tensor like this and we want to index it. So the beautiful thing about tensors is we don't want that. I just want to turn that into text. So we are going to go here, indexing tensor. So tensors can be indexed just like Python. So if you have it on indexing on Python-less, we will see how it relates here. But if not, that's okay. Because we are just going to get hands-on as we do. That's the main theme of our codes, right? You remember? Now let me just make the heading here. Indexing tensors. Let me just add a line there. So get the first two elements of each dimension in our tensor. So if you have experience with indexing Python list, how do you think you might just get the first two elements of each dimension of our rank per tensor? So remember, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 dimensions here and we want the first two elements in our case. It is going to be 0 for every element, every single one of them. But we want the first two elements of each dimension. So give that a try. If not, I'm going to start writing the code to do it. And we are going to have a look at it in few seconds. So this is how I would get, or how you would index addition or get the first two elements of each dimension. There we go. So we just like Python list, if you make some list equals 1, 2, 3, 4 and we want the first two elements of some list. We go here music column, we will get 1, 2, beautiful, right? So now we can do the same here, but without tensor, that we just have multiple dimensions, we separate them by column. So let's have a look at what output of this is. Wonderful, because the tensors all zeros. We get 2, 2 and each value is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But you can see the shape here. This is the first, the out of tensor. This is the second one on the 0th dimension. And then we have to here 1, 2 and then we have within these brackets. So 1, 2 and then the final two the elements within the most in brackets. So 0, 0 again takes a lot of practice. But just look at the diagrams and start to count the tensors yourself of tensors that you can visualize as a warning, right? Okay. If the axes are too large, it will probably separate them with 3 dots. But we will just get to that in a bit. However, if we wanted to get dimension or each dimension from index except for the final one. Now does that make sense? So we want to get each dimension from each index except the final one, or that doesn't make sense. To get the first element from each dimension from index except the final one. Okay, how might we do that? Actually, let's try it with our sum list. If we wanted the first element, 1, beautiful. Now we want the first element from every dimension except the final one. So let's try the rank of tensor, and we want first element from each dimension except for the last one. Will that work? We don't have the last one, right? Let's try. Wonderful. 1 1 1 5, beautiful. So that means all our tensors kind of get flattened, and all the other shapes get flattened into one. But we have still got 5. Beautiful. We can get the same thing if we add this column here. So this column, if it's 3 without a number, it just means get the whole thing. So there we go. Same output is 4 4 1 1 1 1 5 4, the last dimension. Now if we wanted to change this up, so we wanted the except for the second last one, what do you think this is going to output? If we go higher rank for the tensor, if we want to get the second last axis, we go type. So we are getting the first element from each dimension of our tensor except for the second last one. So what shape is going to output? If we run this line, let's try. Wonderful. So there we go. 1 1 4 1. Again, plenty of practice, but that's how we are going to learn things. So that we got 1 3 1 1. Then we could do the same here with the 0 taxes. Beautiful. Okay, we will convert that back to that comment. That makes sense now. What else might we want to do? If we have our tensor out of this shape, sometimes we might want to do is expand or reshape. So in this case, we have seen a little bit before and how to reshape its tensor. But let's practice changing or adding an extra dimension to the end of a tensor. So how about we create a rank of tensor which has how many dimensions? 2 dimensions. So we can do that by rank of tensor. You can post a video here if you want and try to create your own rank 2 tensor without me coding. We want to solve, we want to have constant my favorite numbers 10 7, and then how about 3 4, because 3 or 4 at the 7. And now let's have a look at that thing to tensor. We could even get some attributes about it. Rank to the tensor and again lots of practice here. Figuring out information about our tensors like the shape to f, and that's exactly what we want now. If we wanted to get the last item of each row of our rank to tensor, how might we do that? So again, let's remind ourselves what it looks like. Rank to tensor. Let's remind ourselves what our Python list look like. Sum list. How do we get the last element of a list? Sum list -1. So there we go. So if we wanted the last item of each of our each row of our rank to the tensor, well, the rows comes first row column. So we might go rank to the tensor, so the last item -1. So that makes sense. Let's say that does get it. So 7, 4, beautiful. That's what we want if we wanted to add an extra dimension onto this shape. So maybe we have 2 to 1. We can do so in 2 ways. I know this is helpful for later on when we are creating neural networks and we need to alter the size of the tensor so that the shape lines up. So might not seem it's very helpful now, but I just want to sort of some line, the seed, so that when we come across it in future videos, it's not like we haven't covered this method before. So let's go in here, add an extra dimension to our rank to tensor. So we want to turn our right to tensor into a rank 3 tensor, but keeping the exact same information that is stored in our rank to tensor. We are not going to change these numbers. We are just going to change the shape that the numbers fit into. And we can do that by going here dot. Now this is a little bit fancy notation. You might have seen this before. When we go tf.new axis, let's see what this does. We need to visualize our change of doing. Beautiful. So you see what that did that. That's now added a dimension on the end of 1. So let's look this up. Tf new axis tensor. If we search again, so 1 of 8, it appears 8 times, so insert another dimension. Does it have the actual definition here? Notes, tf new axis is none. Has in SumPy, so if you are using SumPy, you probably use none. Intensify it through it tf new axis doesn't actually say what it does sometimes. Where you will find the documentation, it can be quite hard to sometimes find the exact definition of this method, but you can kind of deduce what it does by running through the examples as we see here. So let's go in here. It's better off just to remember, if in doubt, write the code, try it out. So the other alternative to using this all, by the way, these 3 dots means on every previous axis to this one. So this means instead of going like this, so see how we get axis, 0 axis, 1 axis, 2 in this case. Add an axis on the very end. We can just scrap this and go every axis before the last one, include those, because let's dot and add a new axis on the end. So the other alternative of tf new axis is alternative to tf new axis. You might also see to expand this. So that stands for expand dimensions, and then we are going to pass rank to tensors and then what we want to expand it on the final axis. So -1 means expand the final axis. There we go. We get the same exact output as this notation is here, it's just slightly different. So if we want to go here to expand this, there we go. We got some documentation for this one. So we have the input. We come down, it says, what is the input? The input is a tensor and the axis is integer. Specifying the dimension index at which to expand the shape of input, giving an input n of d dimensions. So if we come back here, what do you think will happen if we go axis equals 0? So look at our shape there. What I might do is keep that there. we are going to retype this out to expand tnth rank to tensor. We want as much as practice is writing TensorFlow code as possible, right? So expand the rank 0 axis. So let's try that. So now instead of being on the end, our extra dimension is at the front, and then we even can change it. And what's the extra dimension in the middle? Wonderful. And then if we want to put it on the end, we can go -1. Beautiful. So we might put that there. Expand to 0 axis. So I notice even we run this and we check out try to tensor. The number inside stays the same 10, 7, 3, 4 except the dimensions change. So how those numbers are stored changes. We have covered a fair bit in terms of our getting information from our tensors and also indexing our tensors. Now let's have a look at how we have actually done a little bit of manipulation here. But the next videos we might go through manipulation tensors, in other words known as tensor operations. So if we do have elements within our tensors, how do we manipulate those and how do we combine them in different ways? So go back through practice expanding the dimensions of tensors, practice getting different attributes from tensors that you have created. And then in the next video, we will see what kind of tensor operations we can work with. See you in the next video.